And now we're looking at the final Toa for my 2016 Bionicle Week, and this time we're going to take a look at Gali. Gali is actually quite of an interesting Toa, since this time around, which we'll get to in a minute, she has a little bit more of a asymmetrical design. A lot of the other Toa were mostly symmetrical, obviously maybe a few bits in there, maybe some of the design of the armors are a little bit different, but this time around she is completely asymmetrical. As you can see, the orange armor pieces are here and the silver pieces there, so it kind of mix and matched a lot of the armor pieces, so it gives it a little bit more of a unique design, in my opinion. We'll now take a look at the box as normal. Gali is set 71307, and she has 87 pieces. And Akida, the water creature water, actually has 120 pieces. So this time around, the creature has a lot more than the Toa. So that is kind of an interesting take on it. As you can see, most of the body is made of a lot of components compared to some of the other creatures. So it's understandable why it has more parts than we've seen in the previous creatures. Forgot to take out the trap here. Now we're going to take a look at the articulation points of Gali. Gali features the same amount of articulation points as most of the other Toa. She has ball jointed head, ball joints in the shoulders, ball joints in the elbows, ball joints in the wrists, features the same waist articulation, ball joints in the hips, ball joints in the knees, and ball joints in the ankles. So it does work really nicely for overall the design of the Toa. She features a little tiny chain weapon with a little spear piece there, and a spinning kind of blade weapon here too. So that's actually pretty interesting looking how it looks for the weapon there. We'll now take a look at the creature. The creature features this really nice stand, and while it doesn't exactly plug into it, it just kind of slides into one of the ports there. It works for what it needs to do. Articulation wise, there isn't a whole lot you're going to get here this time around. The creature's head does have ball jointed neck and also in the head. And the tail is ball jointed in two areas, here and here, but that's it. You're not going to get any other points of articulation, except maybe kind of these fin pieces, but I don't really consider that just because it's kind of like the way that it's connected. It might be considered articulation, I don't know. Her gimmick, or the creature's gimmick should I say, is that it allows you to pull these pieces and then it goes into these kind of firing position, and when you turn these pieces, it does have double stud shooters this time around, and it can fire, but I'm not going to show it since it's going to be lost anyway. We'll now go on to the little trap. The trap here, unfortunately, is the weakest of the sets, since it does have articulation, but I don't know, it just looks kind of weird since it has these really long pieces. I think it just looks kind of awkward, but at least it does have articulation points, once again better than Skull Scorpio. Features this little spinning piece here, and it can still close. And okay, actually it looks a little better when you actually go into closed mode, since it looks like it's got a clamp onto someone. So I guess it looks a little better when it does that. Transformation, I don't know why I keep saying it. I'm more used to Transform, so I apologize. Combination, we're going to put on her mask and then attach the creature like so, and her combination is a bit lackluster, since all you need to do is just do that, pull up the armor piece, and it works for what it does. It becomes some kind of shoulder cannon design, and it kind of maybe can work as little armor to allow her to swim a lot better in water, but as you can see, it's just not the best kind of combination I've seen compared to the rest of the Toa in the line. But I still think Gali is a nice set, and she is still a really nice addition to the Toa. And this time around, it seems like while the Toa might have their ups and downs, mostly they have a lot of positives, making each of the Toa either super unique in their own aspect and has a lot of play value for all the Toa in general this time around. The 2015 sets, while it did have a lot of unique parts, most of them were pretty similar in a lot of areas. So this time, the 2016 sets have a lot more uniqueness in either their weapons, their combinations, or various other things that just kind of make them stick out a lot better. So I highly recommend picking up Gali if you are a fan of either the water Toa or just want to get all the Toa. It's still a really nice set to get a hold of. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hirotaka, where this video will be posted to. Also, please check me on Twitter under Darkon633, and please check down the other channels down below. Tomorrow, we'll be taking a look at the final new set in the 2016 lineup to this point, Umarak. But for now, I'll be seeing you too. Bye.